This program contains adult language and situations which may be considered offensive to some viewers and/or children, but more likely their parents.
Ooh. Alright, kiddies. DLF here. Let's discuss some shit. Alright, that first off. Oh, looks like Gravy's gonna join us. Wait till she gets up here. Come on, Gravy. I know you want to join. Come on. There you go. Alright, so earlier today I did a video about how I found the address of the people that stole my phone, and I talked about it, and it didn't show up in the comments, but my mom's was commenting on the video because it was a live video, but somehow her comments didn't show up in the comments section. But pretty much what's going on is I found out who stole my, not who, but I found out where this person lives. 87 Ludington Street, Buffalo, New York, 14206. And my mom was saying some really, I don't know, what she was saying, like some weird shit. Like, I didn't really get to look at all of them, but I saw shit like, expect the BPD to show up, the Buffalo Police Department. What else? Something about how I'm giving too much information, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, here's the way I see it, though. You know, I subscribe to a couple different what do you call it? Police department Facebook pages. And a lot of times I'll see people, I'll see them post shit like, you know, if anyone has information about the person that's in this camera footage, and if they like robbed a store or something, please give us a call. Please call Detective so-and-so at so-and-so number, or if anyone has information on the vehicle with the license plate, you know, whatever, give the department a call and all that other shit. So how is that really any different? Really, I mean, I know it's police, but in reality, just being a police officer doesn't make you above the law like that. I mean, you know, I mean, they have to be held to a higher standard, really. I mean, they're supposed to have pretty much like less rights than just average people. I mean, so I don't really see how that's, you know, too much information or whatever. Plus, I'm not going to go to their house. I'm just going to put it out there so that, because here's the thing. You see this? This is a copy of the police report. Officer's badge number P2856, Reza Beck, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And officers badge number P3713 Pharaoh. They're the ones that put together the police report. Okay, and so I mean, if they're not gonna, I have the police report here. The one guy says he knows my cousin, who is a police officer. I don't know which one of those guys are. It was a fat guy. It was a guy with a fat face. It was an officer with a fat face. Okay, I don't know which one, Rezabek or Pharaoh. I hope I'm saying that first name correctly. But so if they're not going to do anything about getting my phone back, then I mean, because I was supposed to hear from a detective days ago, and I should actually be following up with this. I should actually be going back down I really don't feel like going to West Ferry all the time, you know. But if I have to do it, then I have to do it. Or not West Ferry, East Ferry and Fillmore. That's I guess that's where the police department is. I don't know. I should be going down there and following up with them, because they said they were supposed to get a detective over to my house days ago, and I mean, they might have a detective over, but I just been so busy lately that I might have just not caught them, because I didn't know I was able to get a new phone for free on what was it, last Tuesday. I didn't know I was going to be able to get a new phone on Tuesday for free. Not really for free, but no money down. I mean, I still have to pay. I'm paying for it like every month. It's pretty much like they have it on. It's probably pretty much. I pay like an extra $9 a month for like a year or something like that, and it's a free phone, but not free, but it's. I don't know. You know what I mean. They financed it for me because I was such a good customer, you know. But I gotta take my metformin. That's the other thing too. I've been so goddamn busy lately that I just don't have time for really much anything. It's like every single day. You look at my fucking schedule, the calendar on my phone, and I got something going on every single day. I really do have to call the doctor too about this metformin. It's making me shit like crazy. It's ridiculous. You know, I go to, you know, I eat something and it just comes out like fucking diarrhea dumps all day. But I'll keep taking it. It's funny too, because I was taking this metformin in jail, and it didn't do that to me while I was in jail. Then again, I was barely eating in jail, so there's that. And then, so anyway, my mom's all like fucking freaking out because I'm giving way too much information. Well, you know, if the police aren't going to do anything about this, then I'm going to have to do something about it. That's why I went and I went and did detective work up and down the streets. I don't see the BPD doing that, you know, and don't give me that shit. Oh, they have better things to do. Bullshit. Okay. What the fuck did Meow say? hold on. What the fuck did Meow say? Shit is getting real. Would be sad if someone knifed their car tires. Nah, I won't do that. I'll just have the police do that or something. I don't know. They'll probably shoot their tires or something. But I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to let the police handle it as much as I could. But I mean, I can't really just sit here and do nothing either. I mean, if they're not gonna look for this, if they're not gonna do the phone thing, then I'm gonna have to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's too bad. I mean, don't give me that shit that they have better things to do, that they have bigger fish to fry. Bullshit. Not when I have to go to Tops. Not when I'm trying to walk to Tops and there's a fucking cop sitting at the train tracks at the end of Green Street looking for people to cross over the train tracks with no train in sight. You know, if you're gonna do that, then go find my fucking phone. You know what I'm saying? You know, they make sure that they get a fucking detective to come out for like 4 days trying to find me because I said something naughty about a pregnant woman. You know, they make sure I go to jail for 28 days over that, but they can't. And as far as I know, this is like what I was charged with going into jail, not what I was actually convicted of, but what I was charged with is the same exact crime, not the exact crime, but it's the same type of, this is still a Class A misdemeanor, I believe. Yeah, it's a Class A misdemeanor. So if what I did was so important that they had to get two dicks down here with guns on their waists, then they should have two dicks come down here and help me with fucking guns on their waists to find my fucking phone. It's the same it's the same crime. It's the same severity of crime. Right there. And no, I'm not trying to say that what I did to get in jail was a little thing. I mean, I look back on that video and I was like, Jesus Christ. The guy in the fucking underwear, screaming at the top of his lungs, having a toilet mouth, was fucking disgusted at what I said on that video. That got me in jail. That's not me. That's not who I am. I got a little emotional. What can you say though, you know? I mean, let me just say something here, you know. I'm all about, you know, making sure that kid is okay. Okay, and whatever I feel about her and what happened 11 years ago, I'm still gonna feel that. I'm gonna still feel the way I feel. Okay? And, you know, like I said, you know, she could have changed, whatever, she could have got help, whatever. And I can totally understand that. However, the last time I saw her was what? 2013, and she was still a mess. So, the last impression that I got, she hasn't changed at all. So I hope her having a kid got her like the kick in the ass to get herself back. I really do. But me saying what I said, especially that threat part of it, that's not who I am. I'm concerned for the kid, okay? And saying what I said doesn't show concern for the kid. I'm just putting that out there. That's just the way I feel. But anyway, my mom was saying some shit that was just getting me upset. Like I really didn't I wasn't really looking at the phone when I was doing it. I was just like this. And I glance over once in a while, and I saw like her saying something like, expect BPD to show up, Buffalo Police Department. What else? I thought I saw her say something like, you're giving away too much of their information. Well, think about it. They have all of my information, really. They have my phone. It's like one of the most personal things you can have of somebody's, you know what I'm saying? In this day and age, it is. And I just don't really feel comfortable with it. I don't feel comfortable with them having access to, like, almost my entire life. Okay? These are people I don't even know. I don't feel comfortable with it. So it's not really about, it's not so much about the oh yeah, they got a phone off of me. It's about more than that. It's about, you know, they don't just have a phone. They have like my life, okay, at my fingertips, pretty much. That phone, by the way, still hasn't turned on. So, I mean, they've never turned it on since then. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. The guy at T-Mobile told me that even if they switch the SIM card out, still, as soon as they turn it on, it'll show up. Okay? So, because I guess what it does, I guess all the SIM card does is track the phone number. It doesn't track the SIM card is just all about the phone number. That thing on the computer where you can look up where your phone is, that tracks the serial number of the actual phone, I guess. It doesn't track the SIM card. The SIM card is like completely separate. So, ow. I don't know. But my offer still stands. I hope these people are watching my video. Like I said, didn't I say when that phone was first stolen, didn't I say I'm gonna find where you live, and then I'm gonna find who you are? Did I say that? Did I not say that? I said that, didn't I? I fucking said it. And look where I am now. I know where you live, and soon enough, I'm gonna find out your name. I tried looking up the name, and from what I understand, that house on Ludington, it's like there's like 5 units in that house. It's like this one. This one only has 3 though, but it's an apartment. It's an apartment house. There's like I don't know. I think 4 or 5 units in that house. So I don't know who's who in that house. I don't know their name. But, I mean, hold on. But it's like, I'm dealing with so much shit right now. Let's see, like I lost my phone, somebody stole it. What else? Well, this has been resolved, but I don't know. So you know how I kept saying that Dr. Nintendo, he has like all these orders for me, like you know how I said when the judge told me that I have to see a therapist and that I have to comply with anything he suggests. Well, even then I said Dr. Nintendo was giving me like all this bullshit suggestions, like you have to get a girlfriend, or and you have to learn how to drive, and you gotta go to Toronto and all this other shit. Well, to be honest, I've been kind of freaking out about that, and I got to the point where I got into like a really, really like bad argument with one of my friends about it, and it was just like, she thinks it's kind of bullshit that I have to get a girlfriend or else I'll go to jail. And I kind of think so too, but I'd rather just err on the side of caution and just comply with what he says, rather than try to pick and choose what to comply with. So she suggested, you're going to see him today. Why don't you go and get some? Why don't you go and get clarification on what he meant by that? So I did. I asked him, and I was like, "Listen, I'm really stressing because let's face it. I thought that if I didn't get a girlfriend or that I didn't learn how to drive, by the time the year was up, I'd be put back in jail for a year because, for like contempt of court, criminal contempt, I think it's called, because I wasn't complying with what the judge said, which is to comply with whatever the shrink says. But Dr. Nintendo, to clarify, he said, he told me that he didn't even write all of those suggestions down. He just said, listen, stop stressing about it. I'm not gonna, he said, all I want you to do is just be a good person, just keep coming to counseling, stay away from the girl, and that's about it. And I'll put in a good word for the judge, because he wasn't even, from what I understand, the shrink was not even like, it's not like he has a list of things that I have to do. I guess he does. It's not like he has or as he said, he says he doesn't have a list of things that I have to do in order to in order to stay out of jail. He doesn't have that. He just wants me to stay out of trouble. He just wants me to stay away from the girl that had me arrested, stay out of trouble, and everything will be fine. That's what he said. So that kind of what do you call it? It kind of relieved me a little bit, like a big weight off my shoulders. But I got in a big argument with one of my friends. She's like, you know, I told her what happened after I was done talking to him, and she's like, why can't you just admit you're wrong? I'm like, come on. It's like, give me a headache. It's like I don't like when people say that I lie either. Like this all started when I said, I think I said something like, hey, do you see that the new Metroid game comes out tomorrow? She's like, no, it comes out Friday. I'm like, what? Because it seems weird that like a lot of the games, and it seems like a lot of the video games and a lot of video games and DVD movies, Blu-ray movies, whatever. Don't they seem like they always come out on a Tuesday? I always thought so. Like, it's like Tuesday for like DVDs and Blu-rays and video games and whatnot. And then like Fridays for like movies at the show. And like a lot of times too when I have to update my PS4, those updates, it'll tell me to update and it's always on a Tuesday. Or they update the PSN store on a Tuesday. You ever notice that? Like with what is it called? PSN Plus or PS Plus, I think it's called. They always update it the first Tuesday of the month. So I was kind of shocked that this new Metroid game for the Nintendo 3DS is coming out on a Friday. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it coming out on a Friday? She's like, oh, why do you say the games come out on Tuesday? Are you just making that up? And I'm like, no, because that's how it always is. And I'm like showing her fucking articles and shit about, yeah, they all come out. Then she sent me a fucking link to like all the games that come out in 2017. And she's like, I want you to go through this whole list and see what games come out. I want you to see if those dates on there are on a Tuesday. And I'm going through, and it seems like a lot of the Nintendo games come out on a Friday for some reason. Then like all the Xbone and PS4 games, they all come out on a Tuesday. Like all the big titles, you know, like, you know, you're not gonna have like fucking. You're not gonna have like a game like fucking Wacky Golf 8. I don't even know if that's a real game or not, but you're not gonna have a game like Wacky fucking Golf, Wacky Mini Golf 8 come out on a Tuesday. It seems like all the bigger name games come out on a Tuesday. And then like all the booty games, they come out on like whatever the fuck they feel like it. So like World Championship Poker isn't gonna come out on a Tuesday with, you know, like a fucking game like Horizon Zero Dawn, you know? It's gonna come out sometime whenever they fucking feel like it. then Nintendo games are like usually Fridays or something. But it's weird though. I mean, I don't know. So I'm really trying to get out of this fucking neighborhood. Lovejoy, I don't care what the fuck my parents say. I really don't care what the fuck they say. I don't care what the fuck they think about me wanting to move out of Lovejoy. I'm telling you, Lovejoy. Lovejoy is fucking booty, okay? Lovejoy is fucking booty. And let me just say something about Lovejoy, okay? It's not safe. It's not that safe, okay? It's not as safe as my parents think it is. Cause let me explain something to you kiddies here. Let me explain something. I know my mom watches these videos. Okay, so let's take Zelmer for example. Okay, Zelmer. Okay, Zelmer. Let's take that house for example. How many times were we robbed over there? Now, mind you, I lived on Zelmer from the age of 5 to 14. So, exactly how many years was that? I'll figure it out right now. Hold on. Where am I? Okay. So we lived there like, what, 9 years? I actually thought we lived there longer, but whatever. Lived there 9 years. And well, how long did we live on? How long did they live in Lovejoy? Let's see. I know it's been a little longer than 9, but let me just see something. So I guess 9 years. We moved when I was like what? 14. I was 14 when we moved to Lovejoy. I'm 33 now, so 33 minus 14. 19 years. Okay, so they lived on Zelmer for... Who the fuck's texting me now? Alright. We lived on Zelmer for 9 years. We got our house broken into once. And my parents, let's see, this was like, I know this happened maybe, this probably happened, I was living on fucking Huntington at the time, and let me just see something here. I'll figure this out. So I was living on Huntington. This was probably 2006 or so. I was on Huntington. So let's see. 2017 minus 2000. I'm gonna say 2006. That was 11 years ago. Okay. And then, well, how long did I say I was on Zelmer or in Lovejoy? I'm fucking retarded today. 19 minus 11. So, 8 years into living in Lovejoy, my parents got their house broke into. Okay, they were in Las Vegas, and I was living on Huntington, and I guess my drunk uncle fucking scared him away. Whoever it was, he didn't see who it was. We think it was one of my cousins or something. I really don't know, but I don't know. But the point is that since since they lived in Lovejoy, they have gotten their house broke into. They have gotten their car broke into. What else? Numerous times with the car. Okay, by the way, they got their house broke into. They got their car broke into numerous times. They got their garage broke into. What else? I'm not going to really count this because it didn't happen in Lovejoy, but there was a time, but we did live in Lovejoy at the time. So like right after we moved to Lovejoy, my dad had one of his little meetings, I think from work or something. He had like one of his little picnics or cookouts or whatever he has. And I guess the car got broke into while he was up that way. He took the car, he parked it somewhere, and while he was at the picnic, the car got broke into. And I'm not really gonna use that. I'm not really gonna use that to. Now what? I'm not really going to use that in this book because it didn't happen in Lovejoy. I actually don't remember where it happened, to be honest. But it happened, okay? Now... what I'm trying to say is, my parents have been robbed. My parents have been, their car's been broken into. Their house has been broken into. Way more in Lovejoy than when we were in quote unquote the hood, But Lovejoy's safer. I don't know. I don't know why you would say that. Oh, god damn. I'm trying to take like this case off my phone. I just want to. I've never actually seen the phone without it, without the case on. So I really want to look at the phone without the case, but I don't know how to get it off, really. So I mean, you got that. Let's see. Let's start keeping a track of everything that's happened while I've been living in Lovejoy. Fuck. So let's start. Okay, so my parents got their house broke into. That's one. My parents got their car broke into at least 3-4 times. So that's 5 right there. My parents got their garage broke into. That's 6. I have had, I had my phone stolen. That's 7. I have had my parents fucking steal shit while I was in jail. Wow. It's actually kind of plain looking phone, I should say. I've had they have they've had everything stolen from them since moving here. So I mean, I don't see, I cannot see how Lovejoy is as safe as they say it is. You know, I've had my air conditioner stolen. You know, mind you, that was my parents when they came here to feed the cat while I was in jail, but, you know, still, this, you know, Lovejoy, I mean, you can't sit there and say that it's the safest area in the fucking world. You can't say that. Because it's not. It's not that, it's not as safe as people put it out, make it out to be. So, I mean, let's face it here. The West Side, okay, let's just talk about the West Side real quick. The West Side isn't really a place that I would really want to move to, okay, but can we like agree on something here? As far as like as far as like I mean, as far as neighborhoods go, as far as crime goes, the West Side is like almost it has almost about the same amount of crime as Lovejoy does. But the thing with the West Side is the West Side actually has like culture. You know, it's not just a bunch of fucking white trash running around. The West Side actually has fucking culture. It has actual culture. It has good food and it has good culture. Not like Lovejoy where it's like, oh, you want to get something to eat around here? Well, your only three options, I should say. Place on the corner here, Neapolis, or you could go to Carbone's, or you could go to Lovejoy Pizzeria. Stop. But, I mean, the West Side's not really someplace I want to move. I want to move to like North Buffalo. There really isn't that much crime over there. You know, I mean, there's more crime here than North Buffalo. Ow. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot. See, this is what my parents think. My parents believe that Lovejoy, okay, should be like the default place to live in Buffalo. That's the way they think. They think that with Lovejoy, it's like the default. Like, I remember during Christmas time, I was at my aunt's house. We were having dinner. And my mom's talking to my aunt. And she's like, yeah, he doesn't want to live in Buffalo. He wants to live in, you know, North Buffalo. Like, what? North Buffalo is fucking Buffalo. Just another. So now Buffalo. Now it's like he doesn't want to live in fucking Buffalo. He wants to live in North. No, it's the same fucking city, Mom. It's like So you're saying that only Lovejoy is considered Buffalo? I don't know. It was stupid. But I don't want to live here, okay? It's like people discriminate against me because I live here. It's like, I don't know how many times I've gone up to somebody and said, I live in Lovejoy, and they respond like, what are you, like some kind of fucking racist? It's like, okay, whatever. I'm telling you, Lovejoy has this fucking reputation. It has a reputation for being racist. It's fucking racist. Okay? And I don't think people understand this. Okay? Here's the thing. What the fuck? So Lovejoy has this reputation. I was trying to explain this to that Angelo guy, Angelo Mike or whatever the hell his name, Jello Mike. I was trying to explain this to him last night. I don't think he gets it. He's like, well, Arlington is a lot more racist because Richard Spencer lives here and some other asshole. He's like a Nazi or something. No. Listen to me, okay? Listen. Lovejoy is considered the most racist neighborhood in all of fucking America. Okay? Lovejoy is just a neighborhood, okay? Arlington is a city, okay? Arlington, Virginia. It's a city, okay? It's not a neighborhood, okay? See, Lovejoy is like, if I said I was like from Harlem, okay? Harlem isn't like a separate city or town. It's just a neighborhood in New York City. You know, like, I'll sit there and say something like, oh, I'm from, like, Hell's Kitchen. And people, you know, that's just a neighborhood. I'm from Jane and Finch. It's just a neighborhood in Toronto, you know? And it's like the same thing. You know, except it's Lovejoy in Buffalo. So you have a neighborhood that has how many people living here? Like a 1,000 people, maybe tops. You have a neighborhood in Buffalo that has like 1,000 people living here. And, you know, Lovejoy is just like 20 streets or so. It just goes up and down like this and like that. Pretty much. So, what you're saying is, okay, you know how people always say, well, New York City is a lot, it has a low, what they say in New York City has a lower crime rate than Buffalo, and yet they still have more crime committed in New York City. But the thing is that it's there might be more crimes in New York City, but the rate is lower because there's more people in New York City. Okay? When you hear someone say, oh yeah, the crime rate is really low, that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of crime. What they do is they take a percentage of the population in a given area, and they say, okay, they have, how many people are in New York? So 20 million or something. So you have 20 million people in New York City, and in New York City, you have like, I'm gonna say 10,000 murders. I don't know if that's right. You have about 10,000 murders a year. That's probably a lot. But because the population is so high, okay, it doesn't really matter. Now you take a city like Buffalo, okay, and if Buffalo has like what? It has about 250,000 people. It has like 250,000 people. And if there was 10,000 murders in Buffalo with the smaller population, that's actually a really fucking high crime rate. They take the ratio of the population to how many crimes, and that's how they determine it. So, when how many people? Let me see. How many people are in Arlington, Virginia? I'm gonna look this up right now because I don't want to be accused of something stupid here. It's gotta be. Let me see. Okay, so hold the fuck on. I'm just trying to figure out how many people are. What the population? Arlington. VA. Population. Okay, so it's comparable to like Buffalo. It's like it might be a little. It's about the same population as Buffalo. 216,544 people. So it's about comparable. How many are in Buffalo now? I'll get the exact amount for Buffalo. Okay, so it's a little bit. So Buffalo has a little bit more people. So the thing I'm trying to say is, you get a population like Arlington, and you're saying that's a racist city. But the thing is that Lovejoy is considered the most racist neighborhood. Okay, they're not saying like a specific neighborhood in Arlington is racist. what they're saying is Lovejoy is the most racist neighborhood in America. Now, I'll be honest. I don't know if that's true, but what I've seen was they did a study, okay, where they have declared Buffalo the most racist city in America. Okay? And the way they determine it is they look on social media and they look on everything to see how many times the N-word has been used on social media. And they found out that a lot of the N-word comes from Buffalo, I guess. But then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, but where is this coming from? Like, where is this even coming from? Okay? Like, I can't really picture a bunch of, because, like, a lot of Buffalo is kind of liberal, okay? Like, especially, like, Elmwood and, like, North Buffalo, Allentown, okay? Like, all that area over there, that's kind of all liberal. That's, like, a liberal area. It's all youngsters, it's all college kids, hipsters, everything else over there. I can't really picture them using the N-word enough to make Buffalo the most racist city in America. Okay? Maybe, in like the black neighborhoods like in Kensington and Bailey area, maybe like around the east side, I could see that shit being used a lot because, black people always say nigga and all that, but it's always nigga with an A, not with the ER at the end. It's like if you're gonna say something like that, I don't know if they're taking into account the N word with the A at the end, or they're just taking any kind of word like that, A or the ER, doesn't matter. But the only place I can see that happening is Lovejoy. You see what I'm saying? Because, North Buffalo, like I said, North Buffalo, Allentown, Elmwood Strip. I can't really picture a bunch of liberal college students, young people, especially these days, liberal college students, hipsters. I can't really see them using the N-word, especially to the point where it's making, Buffalo the most racist city in America. So that's how I got the Lovejoy thing. Okay? Lovejoy is like the only place in Buffalo where I can see that word being used regularly, that or like the black neighborhoods. But then again, they're saying nigga not with the ER, but with an A. I don't know if they're taking into account that variation or if they're only taking into account the ER. But Lovejoy is like the only place that I can picture that they use that language, it just doesn't make sense. But so that's why I say Lovejoy, and I can even see him using it in like Kaisertown and South Buffalo, which okay. I mean, I'll admit that Kaisertown and South Buffalo, they're still white trash, but at least they're like more, what do you call it? They're more upscale white trash over there. Especially South Buffalo. South Buffalo's like, it's like where the rich white trash live. You know, like Donald Trump, for example. He would love South Buffalo. Okay, it'll be like somebody with a lot of money, like Lovejoy. It's just like poor. It's just slum poor white trash people that, you know, steal phones and do drugs all day. That's pretty much the gist of Lovejoy. It's like you take any fucking rundown black neighborhood, okay, and put white people in there and have the white people act just like the people that they hate, and you got Lovejoy. You know, see, here's the thing. If my parents really cared about a good upbringing for me, they would have picked Lovejoy. They would have picked probably South Buffalo. They should have picked South Buffalo. I don't know why they didn't pick South Buffalo. I mean, or even Kaisertown is semi fine, you know. But I mean, I don't know. And then my mom's sitting there complaining like, "Oh, when did we start living like white trash?" I remember she said that the one time. And I just gotta think about it like, as soon as we moved to Lovejoy, you know, you got to admit there's some fucking trash around here. Let me just say, like I said, the West Side, okay? The West Side has a lot of crime. It has about as much crime as like Lovejoy. But like I said, they have culture there. They have like they have culture in fucking West Side. Okay? It's very cultural there. And they have a lot of good shit there as well. Plus they're always getting shit fixed, you know. A lot of money's going into the West Side. You never see our fucking mayor put a lot of money into Lovejoy. You know, it's like, in fact, that's the first thing he did. That's the first thing he did about since taking office. He took away the fucking carnival that's always on Lovejoy every single year. It's like, we're taking that away. It's racist. That's what he said too. Even the mayor says it's racist. You know, he's like, you don't need that carnival. That's racist. The carnival is racist. You know, but whatever. But you know what? Make sure you still have the Juneteenth festival. Make sure you have a fucking carnival in Riverside Park. hey, you can't deny that Lovejoy is like neglected pretty much. You know, then you have people like Dick Fontana that kind of want to revitalize Lovejoy, but you don't see the mayor doing a thing about it. It's always like the regular folk around here. Dick Fontana's doing all the work. You know, it's like, why should she be doing the work? Where's Mayor Brown? You know, trying to do whatever. But I mean, that's the problem with Lovejoy. Okay? It's just a place that nobody wants to fucking touch. You know, because whatever, they feel that if they touch it, it's gonna be racist. It's like the part of Buffalo that we don't speak of, pretty much. And it's a shame too, because I have this idea that employers don't want to hire people from Lovejoy because it just has that big it is such a bad reputation for being racist that employers just don't want to fucking touch it. They don't want anything to do with Lovejoy. They're like, we don't want anything to do with that. Fuck that. You know, they see somebody with a fucking resume that says Lovejoy on it, it's going right in the trash. They don't want. Hold on, let me respond to Angelo Mike here. I got a job interview tomorrow. Let me explain what the job interview is, though. It's not even a real. Hold on. It's not even a job interview, it's a job fair. Which means that some fucking politician fucking rented out a fucking space somewhere, had all these jobs come, employers come, and you get to hand them fucking resumes all day like a fucking idiot. Yeah, that's what I gotta reduce myself to, because nobody wants to fucking give me an interview. The only way I can get interviews in Lovejoy is if I do like an open interview thing or a job fair. this Angelo guy thinks he's like the Wolf of Wall Street or something. He's like, no, you're not the Wolf of Wall Street. You're like the fucking, you're like the fucking coyote of fucking Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't even know what the fuck that meant. What the fuck is Wall Street anyway? What does... What exactly is Wall Street? Is that actually a real street in New York City? Because I thought all the streets in New York City were like First Street, everything is a number. First Street's 19, you know, was it like fucking 963 fucking West 33rd Street East or some bullshit. Now all the streets are in New York City. The streets in New York City don't have names. They're all like West 33rd and a half East or something. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know. Wall Street, is that even a real street, or is that like code for something? I don't even fucking know anymore. The wolf, but you're like the fucking coyote of fucking Pennsylvania Avenue. I want to look that up. Wall Street. I don't want Wall Street Journal. I was always wondering why they call it. Oh, it is actually a real street. That's weird. It goes from Broadway. Wow, I didn't know that. I've never been to New York City. Okay. So there's actually a Pearl Street and a William Street in New York City as well. So, okay, whatever. Rector Street, like Rectum, and Beaver Street. And when I always heard about Broadway, like, I always thought that was a weird thing too. Like, well, that's where all like the plays are. I didn't really think that was actually a street. Like, everyone always says, oh, it's a Broadway musical. I'm like, what does that even mean? Well, I guess that's what it means. It's actually a street. Ooh. And people say it's off Broadway or some bullshit like that. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Oh, God. my god, I'm fucking tired. I don't know why. It's like this guy that keeps posting on my Facebook. His name is like Eric Katz or some bullshit. I'll be honest. I think he's the detective that had me arrested. It's like Detective Griffin that had me arrested. He's like over like, oh, I'll get your phone back. It's like, how are you gonna do that? Seriously, how are you gonna do that? The phone was stolen in Buffalo. It was stolen in the Lovejoy laundromat. How the fuck are you, a Cheektowaga detective, gonna solve a fucking Buffalo crime? Unless Lovejoy is now part of Cheektowaga, I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, think about it. That pizza eating contest thing that they had in Cheektowaga, they actually had Lovejoy Pizzeria compete in this. Why? They're not in Cheektowaga. Then I get Cheektowaga police at my house for making a naughty video about a girl. Again, it didn't have, the crime wasn't committed in Cheektowaga. It was committed right here in Buffalo, in my house right here. This is where it was committed, right here. So I still to this day don't know why Cheektowaga police felt it was necessary to arrest me when the crime wasn't committed in Cheektowaga. It was committed in Buffalo. I don't know. That's just something that I'm never gonna figure out, I guess. Ugh. Yeah, I got a job interview. It's not even like a job interview tomorrow. It's like one of those job fairs. There's actually 2 of them this week. I'm like probably gonna go to both. Is it even tomorrow? Check. I can see it tomorrow. Oh my god, I thought it was yeah, it is tomorrow. I got one. Okay, it's gonna be downtown, the Buffalo Niagara Convention Center. Oh boy. 9 a.m. Then I got one on fucking Thursday at Michigan Avenue. That's gonna be freaking fun. I mean, hope I fucking get a job. I mean, that's the first thing. You know what? The first thing I'm gonna do if I get a job, okay, I'm gonna pay off that fucking court fee that I got from Cheektowaga when I was arrested. I have to pay like a, well, the court fee. What it is, it's a civil suit. So, what it is if I don't pay it, they're not gonna come and arrest me for it. What they're gonna do, if I don't pay it, it's just gonna go against my credit. And it's really something that I need to, even though it's a civil thing, it's something that I really need to, you know, like, get taken care of anyway, because, let's face it, employers and landlords, they check credit history. They check your credit report. If they go on my credit report and they see that civil suit on there from the court, you know, I'm sure it's not just gonna say, oh, he owes all, because it's only like $125. It's not gonna. I'm sure it's not going to just say, oh yeah, he owes $125 to an unknown party. No, I'm sure it's going to say he owes $125 for a civil suit from a court. You know, especially an employer, man. It's like, I don't have to tell. At this point, I don't have to tell anybody that I was arrested. Because technically, I never committed a crime. I was never convicted of a crime. You know? I have no criminal record right now. What I was convicted of was a violation. Okay? Which is not a crime. Okay? It's the same class as like a parking ticket. Okay? Technically, when you get a parking ticket or a speeding ticket, it's technically not a crime. It's still something that has to be dealt with in a court, or pay a fine or whatever. But it's not it's not like a crime. Even if you go and pay the parking ticket or any kind of fine like that, even if you pay that, when you pay it, it's an admission of guilt. Okay? But it's not going to go on, like if somebody does a background check, it's not going to go on a background check. You're not going to find it on there. So, now what? So that's the kind of shit that I got. I got a couple violations, but no, the only time it becomes a crime is like the misdemeanor and the felony. That's it. But if you do a background check on me now, you won't see any kind of criminal. There's no criminal record. The only reason I was turned away from the border at the police, or not the police, the only time I was turned away, the only reason I was turned away was because when they checked me, it came up as that I had a restraining order against me. That's it. That's why, that's why they actually couldn't say, we don't know what you're charged with. Because it doesn't come up. It's a violation. They're just saying, oh, we see this fucking restraining order on you, but we don't have like your actual conviction here. That's why that didn't come up like that. So and I still believe that they should have fucking just let me still go to Toronto. Even with a misdemeanor, they shouldn't have kept me. They shouldn't have turned me away for a misdemeanor either. Unless it was a drug charge or alcohol charge. But whatever. It is what it is. But it's like anytime I get stopped at the border, it's not because of the violation. It's because of the restraining order. That will come up and it'll just say, oh, he has a restraining order on him. It won't actually say that I was convicted of a violation. So, that's the only thing. Oh, God. Oh, I'm fucking tired. Jesus Christ. Now what? Alright. But that's what's happening. Oh shit. I'm gonna go to bed.